This is a lesson on angles, and this is an angle, not to be confused with an angel. That's how you spell angle. This is how angel is spelled. And we're not learning about angels today. An angle has a ray, actually two rays, and a vertex. Here's one ray, and it goes from this point, which is the vertex, that way, and here's another ray. And it goes from this point, the vertex, along there. And this point is always known as the vertex. So we have two rays and a vertex to make up an angle. Now this angle is named angle ABC. And the way we write its name is we put the angle sign and then the name of each of the points with a vertex in the middle. And the angle has an interior and an exterior. Now when we go to measure an angle, we're going to use this tool, which is called a protractor. Now as you can see, the protractor, well, the important parts of a protractor are this point, which is the center, and when we go to measure an angle, we're going to line up the center with the vertex, and then this line right along here is the zero line. We're going to put that along one of the rays. Another important thing on this protractor is you notice that there are two sets of numbers, and they both go in opposite directions. This confuses a lot of people, but if you think about the interior of an angle, the part we're going to measure, it'll make a lot more sense, and it won't be confusing. Here's an angle, and here's a protractor, and we're going to measure this angle. So we take our protractor, and we slide the protractor down. Well, let me slide the angle so that the angle will be on top. Okay. Get another angle here. Okay, we'll take this angle and we'll slide it until, let me spin it around like I had the other one. Okay, so we'll take this angle and we'll slide it so that the vertex is exactly on the protractor center. See how I'm covering that plus sign that's right in the center? Now I'm probably going to have to spin my protractor a little bit so that the other line lines up perfectly on the ray. Okay, see how I'm covering that line right there? It's covered. Now remember I said we're measuring the interior of the angle, so this is the interior of the angle. So we're going to start here at this ray, and we're going to count up until we get to this line, or to this ray. Now do we count starting at 180 and go to 170 and then 160? No. We count starting at 0 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, and this isn't quite at 40. Looks like it's probably at 39. So we would say that this angle is 39 degrees. Now, when you write a degree sign, you put that little circle there. Now here's another angle. 8's going the other way. So we take this angle, we're going to do the same thing to it. Let me see how good it doesn't. It goes up over top the protractor. We're going to line the vertex up with the center of the protractor. So here's our vertex right on the center of the protractor, and then we're going to take the ray, one of the rays, and we're going to line it up right along the 0 line of the protractor, and then we're going to measure the interior of the angle. So we're going to measure from this ray to this ray along here. And again, we'll look at the numbers. We start counting at 0, so we're going to use this inside set of numbers. And as we can see, it's the same size. It's 39 degrees. And that's all there is to measuring an angle. So, what did we learn? That an angle is spelled like this. It's got two rays. It's made up of two rays and a vertex. It's named by the points on the angle. So this would be angle ABC, and it's got an interior and an exterior. We use a protractor to measure an angle. To measure the angle, we line up the vertex at the center of the protractor and one of the rays on the 0 line. And then to decide which set of numbers we use, we're looking at the interior of the angle. So we start with 0 and count up along the interior of the angle. And that's how we measure an angle.